just mentioned, but you would state that they're healthy.
Yes, definitely. They're very, very healthy. You can view them on the DVD called The Dogs and the Birds in My Life to prove it. They've been for years now on a vegan diet. This DVD is a spontaneous recording of my pet, my assistant. They did record them, spontaneously. Or you can see them in my books, The Dogs in My Life and The Birds in My Life. They are all vegan. And sometimes during my cooking show on Sunday, you can see them also running around, and they are in their old age even. But you see them, they are very strong and healthy like a puppy, yes. And you also feed your dogs a vegetarian diet, right? You know how it works.
I do now, Supreme Master, because I spoke to you before about my first dog, who was my best friend. Unfortunately, she got cancer. That's when I started doing my own research about meat and about food, and about the food and the quality of food that I was giving her. I thought I was giving her the best, but it turned out I wasn't. And the tumours that were growing, they were growing really, really aggressively. So through research, I started to realise it was linked to her food. So I drastically changed her diet. I made her completely vegan, but I also treated her with various different herbs and other homegrown stuff. And she went on to live a year longer than we were told that she was going to, because we were able to sort of reduce the tumours rather than increase them with her food. If it wasn't just even reducing the tumour, but her quality of life, she made a dramatic recovery in some ways, because she had terrible joint pain prior to this, leg pain, joint pains, and I saw a massive difference in that. So obviously I don't want to do the same to my next pet, so they're all on vegan.
Yes, it's good. If your listeners would like more information to put their loving pets on a safe and healthy vegan diet, you can log on to Andrew Knight's website, like www.vegapets.info. And you can also download Andrew's show from Supreme Master Television website, suprememastertv.com. And there are many other websites concerning vegetarian diet, a vegan diet for pets. We are very safe if we give them vegan diet. Your pets will be healthy, strong, and problem-free. Of course, they won't live forever, and no one does, but at least as long as they live, they are pain-free, healthy, vigorous, happy, lively. I can tell you that from my own experience, because all my pets are vegan.
Wonderful. We're going to load up links to those websites off our own, because I think that's incredibly interesting and important. But Supreme Master, we move on to environmental refugees. A recent report by the aid agency Tear Fund estimated there are currently 25 million environmental refugees, which is more than 22 million officially recognised political and economic refugees. And according to Dr. Janice Bogarty, Director of the Institute for Environment and Human Security at the United Nations University in Bonn, environmental deterioration currently displaces up to 10 million people per year, and they're expected to be 50 million environmental refugees by 2010. However, international conventions do not recognise environmental refugees, such they do not have the same rights to financial and material support. What can we do to help the environmental refugees?
What can we do? They are a refugee, definitely. Because if we don't have global warming, then no one would be a climate refugee, would they? So no one would like to be a refugee in this case. So now first, we can help them to get back on their feet. The one who has means and power, yes. We must consider their refugee status legally, because they are refugees by all means. And by stopping global warming, we can help to reduce these refugees' issues. I ask everyone from the governments to the citizen to please imagine if that were yourself in the refugee situation, experiencing all these troubles, insecurities, hunger, lacking all comfort, humiliation, undignified situation, uncertain of the morals of your future and the future of your helpless children. Just imagine it, then try to solve this tragedy by helping in whatever way we can. And above all, and most urgently of all, be veg, go green, to save the planet, to prevent such trauma, and to build a bright future for the world, for our co-citizens.
Some of the diseases related to meat consumption, bacterial microbes, pesticides and enzymes found in cheese derived from the inner stomach linings of other animals. Up to 80% of the calories in cheese are from pure fat. Antibiotic-resistant superbug infections from a strain of Staphylococcus aureus. Blue tongue disease. E. coli, Salmonella. Bird flu, mad cow disease or Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, 90% of the population at risk. Pig's disease or PMWS, listeriosis, shellfish poisoning, preeclampsia, Campylobacter, Clostridium difficile, diseases hidden in healthy-appearing livestock. Some of the costs of meat eating, heart disease, over 17 million lives lost globally each year. Cost of cardiovascular disease is at least $1 trillion a year. Cancer. Over 1 million new colon cancer patients diagnosed each year. More than 600,000 colon cancer-related mortalities annually. In the United States alone, colon cancer treatment costs about $6.5 billion. Millions of people are newly diagnosed with other meat-related cancers every year. Diabetes. 246 million people are affected worldwide. An estimated $174 billion spent each year on treatment. Obesity. Worldwide, 1.6 billion adults are overweight, with 400 million more who are obese. Costs $93 billion each year for medical expenses in the United States alone. At least 2.6 million people die annually from problems related to being overweight or obese. Environmental. Use up to 70% of clean water. Pollute most of the water bodies. Deforest the lungs of the earth. Uses up to 43% of the world's cereal. Uses up to 85% of the world's soy. Cause world hunger and wars. 80% cause of global warming. Plus more. Some of the costs of milk consumption. Breast, prostate and testicular cancer from hormones present in milk. Listeria and Crohn's disease. Hormones and saturated fat leads to osteoporosis, obesity, diabetes and heart disease. Linked to higher incidences of multiple sclerosis. Classified as a major allergen. Lactose intolerance. Plus more.
It seems quite clear with the FAO Livestock's Long Shadow report that humankind can no longer continue its present course with the consumption of animal products. The facts are there for us all to see. How can people get to see and research the findings of the FAO? Do the general public have direct access to this information?
Yes, we can. We can go to FAO.org and also SupremeMasterTV.com, and I'm sure there are many more, to download the reports. The FAO also estimates that an annual funding increase of $24 billion to ease the world hunger will be repaid fivefold in increased productivities and income in return.